performance issue was that the brake
No, like
is
service issues.
no. It's one of the most
Yes, man.
reliable vehicles from 2007.
How to retire in 3 to 7 years? How is
Woo!
that possible? Is that even possible? Are we just pulling your leg? Are we just pulling your chain? Is this something that is a gimmick? What is this? How to retire in 3 to 7 years, folks. Listen, CJ Wallace here, your host. We're going to be bringing to you some live information that you can utilize starting when? Right now. Absolutely. Because knowledge that we bring to you is going to be applied knowledge. You can apply this to your business, to your life, and actually watch your bank account grow. All right. So, first off, I just want you to know that, of course, we are in business credit. We know about Velocity Banking. We help tons of people with Velocity Banking, real estate investing. I do want you to know that we are expanding. Okay. We're expanding our services. They are going to be services that are going to be for you. It'll be a one-on-one. You're going to have someone to help you and guide you. Maybe some of you and a lot of you are wanting help with Velocity Banking. You got to get some help on how to structure your finances. You need help with structuring your finances. Maybe you need help on finding how to do this strategy called Velocity Banking. Um, we have you covered. We really do. We have something rolling out really soon, and by soon I mean February. Actually, the month of February. I want to say the first part of February we're going to be rolling out, and I definitely want to talk to Eugene. We have him. We want to talk to others out there. I do want to give a shout out to my son who bought me this awesome watch here. All right, I'm gonna throw this in there. It's beautiful, beautiful watch. But we want to make sure that you guys are taken care of. Okay, so the Velocity Banking consultation, we're going to make sure that that's something that you can utilize. Now, in just a little bit, I'm going to show you how to apply for that. Okay, to apply for the Velocity Banking consultation, if you want to know more information about the real estate investing, business credit, it's not going to be done like it was before, folks. So you're going to have to stay tuned, okay, because we're evolving, okay, as you know. We are evolving, we are changing, we are growing, and that's what happens when you choose to invest in people, into people's lives, okay? They in turn invest in you, and then you in turn can invest in them. So that's what we're doing, and boy, it's so awesome. So, hey, does anybody have any questions? Any questions for me as we are about to get started with how to retire in 3 to 7 years? It's just going to be kind of like a prequel, okay? Because we're going to be starting out with some valid information talking about business credit, a little bit about business credit, a little bit about investing in real estate, a little bit about velocity banking strategies. But later on in this series called How to Retire in 3 to 7 years, we're also going to show you the importance of credit. Okay, we're going to have a roundtable discussion where we're actually going to be discussing, and you guys will be in on that roundtable discussion. So it'll be like a digital audience there. It'll be like you're right there because we'll be in real time. It'll be live. We'll be sitting down. And this is in the future, okay? This is in the future. Right now, we want to show you some amazing things that you can do. You can get started right now in building that retirement so you can retire in 3 to 7 years, not 20 to 40, okay? And I got to say that again because it sounds so good. In 3 to 7 years, you can retire, not 20 to 40. How would you like that? Would you like that? Is that something that is something that you can take? All right. Listen, the bottom line, folks, is people are doing it all of the time. I know the wealthy are doing it. If you're in real estate investing, it's possible because of some of the gains that we see. Now, someone was talking to me about a hot market, So I'm going to come up with a city, and this has actually been verified by John Burns, the real estate consulting He's an excellent consultant. Excellent consultant. And he says that Phoenix, okay, and I can attest to this as well. So can every realtor in Keller Williams right here in this office, that Phoenix is one of the sizzling seven. There are 7 cities, okay, 7 cities in which you can actually do real estate investing, and you'll have a higher probability of a higher profit because of the market there. So we just want to let you know that yes, Phoenix is one of them. So if you're in the Arizona area, okay, if you're in the Arizona area, if you're in Phoenix, if you're in Tucson, then just make sure that you get in contact with us so that we can push you in the right direction, influence you in the right direction if you're wanting to do some real estate investing. Because what is the number one thing you need while you're in investing, real estate investing? What's the number one thing? I'm gonna wait for you. All right, what is the number one thing you need while you're in real estate investing? What is it? Education. Education. And folks, to be honest with you, I would rather spend at the outset, first off, and just introducing myself to real estate investing, I would rather spend $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 up front in order to get millions down the road in real estate investing. That's what you call a productive investment. Okay, that's a productive expense. How many of you know the different expenses that we as human beings have? All right, we have a productive expense. That's the expense that you pay out in order to invest in your business. Absolutely. Then you have lifestyle expenses. You can't stop living, right? Well, then you have destructive expenses, okay? Destructive expenses, like maybe it's that gym membership you didn't need, or maybe it's this and that you didn't need. You know, those are destructive expenses. And then there's protective expenses. Protective expenses like insurance. You know, you need auto insurance, okay? And life insurance. You know, different insurances that you need so that you can do that risk transfer, right? So you're transferring the risk to that insurance company so that you are not taking all of the risk. And so, does anybody need me to repeat that? Okay, I'll repeat it. So the 4 main expenses, okay? And you can actually divide everything that you spend into these 4 main expenses. So it's productive expense, okay? Protective expense, all right? Protective expense. Okay, number 1 was productive expense. Number 2, protective expense. All right. Is everybody okay? You got any questions? Yeah? Awesome. Awesome. Listen, folks. If you got any questions, now is the time before we get to rolling, because we are going to continue. Okay. Now let me finish with the 4. Okay. Number 3 was the destructive expense. All right. So we got productive number 1, protective number 2, destructive number 3. Can anybody name the 4th one? What was the 4th one? We'll wait for you. All right. Productive, protective, destructive. That's right. 4th one is lifestyle expenses. Okay, so if you think about the groceries, you think about the gas that you spend, you think about, your utility bills, you're thinking about, investing in your education. Investing in your education, that's a productive expense. If you got a business, that is a tax write-off. Okay, now some of you are in the middle bracket in the taxes. Now I know a lot of you, okay, don't realize that as a business owner, you can take advantage of over 400 deductions, okay? So that money that huge amount of money that the government is going to take because you're in the middle income, that middle bracket, okay? And listen, you can write a lot of that off with your business expenses. Isn't that exciting? Yeah. So I mean, with your gas, you can write off if it's for your business. Your education, you can write off part of your, let's say, your meals. Part of your meals you can write off. It used to be 100%. Now it's 50%. Now again, I'm not a CPA. All right. I just hang out with them. I definitely know a lot about that field. I'm not a CPA, not a tax consultant. We do know a great tax consultant that is a educator, and the reason why I know so much about the tax consulting and taxes is because of Mark Kohler. So we'll go ahead and drop his name. As a matter of fact, we'll drop another name, Kelly Roach. Kelly Roach is an awesome coach. All right, so I want to definitely let you know that she's someone who will give a service and will also go above and beyond. So Kelly Roach is excellent person to get with as far as business coaching goes as well. All right, folks, listen, I'm a connector. All right, I'm not just in this for myself. I believe that if you can connect, you can create. All right, absolutely. So, folks, I do want to get started in just a little bit, but if you have any questions, now's the time to ask them. Okay, we went over the expenses, those four main expenses: the productive expense, the protective expense, we went over destructive expenses, and we also went over lifestyle expenses. Now, how many of you realized that I had forgot the fourth one, and that's why I was stalling so long? But could you tell? Could you tell I was stalling? How many could tell I was stalling? But those are the four expenses, all right? Yes.
So DW up in Toronto.
Here we go.
Toronto.
Nice. Man, DW in Toronto. Man, it's good to see you. Good
Sean wants to know more about all those deductions.
Okay, we want to know about more of those deductions. Sean, you got a business? Absolutely, because you can definitely take the deductions. You got that business. Absolutely. Folks, I've been writing checks to people. Mr. Lee, we definitely appreciate you. He emailed me today, let me know that he got his check there. We're going to do something much, much better tonight, and it's going to be debuting tonight what I'm going to be doing for those who will commit with us and see how many lines they can get. Boy, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. Not only lines of credit, but see how many properties they can get as well. See how they can excel in the real estate investing field. How many of you have known this saying, okay? A rising tide raises all ships. Have you heard that? I believe that. That's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to raise the tide so everyone can be lifted up. It's amazing. It's going to be amazing. It really is. Folks, we're almost there. All right? We are almost there. And boy, we're going to throw at you a lot of things in such a short time. Remember, there are classes that are taught in business credit. We actually ran, Joseph and Ray actually ran a 6-hour, and I believe the first one was maybe closer to 8 hours, business credit class. And so we're going to try to condense it, okay, tonight. And we want you to, and it's going to be totally different than the business credit classes that you've seen before. It's going to be awesome. Awesome program we have for you tonight.
You didn't tell me the subject was business credit. I'm doing taxes. I don't know what you're talking
about. Oh, you're doing taxes? Okay. So look, he's doing.
It's a little
taxes,
bit of everything. It's a little grab bag.
It's still gonna be doing a little bit of everything, because how much? Listen, folks. If I were a wagering man, how much do you want to bet that he's gonna bring up business credit somewhere? And he's also going to bring up sausage making somewhere in it. So mainly, though, we're going to be talking about taxes, okay? And he's, man, there's actually no greater person to
DW wants to know what online business he can incorporate. He can start to incorporate, or what? Let's see. What is he? He wants to know what type of online business he could use with no income to start building business credit.
Oh my goodness, man! Listen. You are not stuck in a box. You don't have to have cash flow. Folks, you don't have to have collateral, and you don't have to have good personal credit to get business lines of credit. That's what makes it so amazing. All right, so we'll definitely touch on that a little today. Not going to teach on it, but we will touch on it a little today, DW, and get that question answered there for you. Bottom line is, when you team up with us, you'll see that the lenders will be open to lending to you because of the business credit profile that you would have built with, of course, our help or whatnot. Okay, so just sit back and relax, enjoy this show. Now, I want to tell a story. Okay, I want to tell a little story about a man who had an $8,000 tax bill. So we owed the IRS $8,000, folks. He owed them $8,000, and he was like, man, how in the world am I going to pay this? All right. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong about this man, I know. But he got with a CPA, learned, right? Got educated on how taxes work, and he was able, how much do you think he had to pay the IRS? This man that I'm talking about. How much do you think he had to pay him? Did he have to pay him $7,000? Did he have to pay him $5,000? What about $3,000, folks? Folks, because of the education that we're now a part of, okay, because of that and the CPA he was working with, the IRS actually paid him $2,000.
What?
I know. Now, how much of a swing is that? Is that $10,000 swing? That's a $10,000 swing, folks. Applied knowledge is power. So listen, without further ado, the serial entrepreneur, the successful real estate investor, he's going to come up here and he's going to let you know who that man was. Is that okay? Is that, or is it anonymous? Is it anonymous?
You can tell him.
I can tell him? It was Joseph Smith, folks. It was my mentor, Joseph Smith. He was the man who owed the IRS 8 G's. And because of the education that he took, he actually was able to get $2,000 from them. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Joseph Smith, without further ado, I want you to get educated by this man, Joseph Smith. Thank you so much.
Hey,
Appreciate
CJ, thank you so much.
Yes, yes.
You're the man. Hey, YouTube. Love coming on your show.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us. Hey, it's tax season again, right? And so that means let's talk about taxes. CJ was right. I had my first year going into business for myself.
What's going on, Jeffrey?
Man, I killed it. I made $41,000. And when you're making money on your own, it's not like when you make money at work where they always are. When you get your paycheck from work, somebody's already dipped their hand in the till, right? Who's already pulled something out of the cookie jar?
Sorry.
Right? Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sugar.
All right. Okay. So now Uncle Sam got his, and then you always live on what's left.
Ooh.
But when you're in business for yourself, it's great. You start making sales and money comes in. Oh, but guess what? At the end of the year, you get sent your tax bill. Right? If everybody in America got sent their tax bill, I guarantee you we'd resolve this whole tax issue overnight. Right? But us who are small business owners, you know what I'm talking about. So I just made a little bit of money in my first year, $41,000, starting up a new business. But it turns out I got an $8,000 tax bill. Ouch. Right? So what I learned was how to take my business and get a whole bunch of write-offs and deductions. We're going to talk to you tonight. Ray and I have come down here, and we're going to do a presentation tonight that we are going to call the 5 systems of wealth creation. 5 systems. Why do we say 5 systems of wealth creation? Because every dollar in the United States flows through one of these systems, right? And when you understand how these systems work, you can take advantage of that. All right. Instead of having these systems, when you don't know how they work, take advantage of you. All right. So first one. Well, I've already kind of tipped it off, haven't I? We're talking about taxes. Taxes. Oh my goodness, taxes. Seems like we all have to pay tax. Sales tax, all these things. All right. So I want to give you an example of right now, Ray and I, we're looking to buy a company vehicle. And I'm going off of some of the parameters of the last time that I bought a company vehicle. But take a look at these numbers. So, well, okay, that's an example. Let me give you a little bit of training first. We're talking about taxes. Has anybody ever heard of like the 1040, right? Your 1040 form.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's the 1040, 1040A, right?
Yeah.
What's this number in the bottom right-hand corner called? There's a number down there with 3 letters called AGI.
What's that called?
What does AGI stand for?
What does AGI stand for? How about DW? You know what AGI stands for, DW? What about Mike Charles? You know what DW?
Come on.
You know what AGI stands for, Mike Charles?
This is supposed to be the smartest YouTube channel that's out there. That's what you told me.
Adjusted gross income.
All right. That's right. The adjusted gross
Mike, let's talk about it.
income. Perfect. So what does that mean? Big adjusted gross income. It means everything above the line is a deduction. Everything below the line is what you're taxed on. You ever heard this is the line? You know, what is this above the line, below the line? That's the line right there, right? Let's draw a big arrow.
Good job, Jeffrey.
This is the line. that
That's
they
the
speak of.
line.
But here's the way Americans do this, and maybe you have experienced this. You go through life, you pay your taxes, you took your standard deduction, paid your taxes, and then what do? You go out and you pay for expenses for your home.
Oh yeah.
You pay for expenses with your car.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not charging for drawing tonight, so that you're just getting that for free. All right. And what
That's an
about
awesome drawing.
what about you guys remember when telephones kind of used to look like this,
Hey, I remember that.
right?
We had the rotary.
Yeah. Right. How many of us? I mean, we pay for our house, we pay for our cell phone, we pay for cars, all these things that we do, but we do it after we pay our taxes. So this is what business owners do. We learn how to take all of these items and move it up above the
There
line
you go.
so that you get to deduct it from your gross income. Your adjusted gross income
Yes.
goes down,
Uh-huh.
and then you get taxed less. So that $8,000 bill that I had was based off of my gross income. Once I went through and put all my write-offs in there, I was able to not only pay my taxes, but I had overpaid when we accounted for all of my write-offs. So then I had to get $2,000 back.
There you go.
Great thing. But let's talk about an example. I told you about the vehicle, right? What is an example of how we take something in our ordinary life and how do we move it above the line? It's got to become a legitimate business expense. How many people on the YouTube channel here have a car or a truck? And
Yes.
how many of you have businesses? How many of you use your vehicle for your businesses?
Yes.
Well, let's talk about this. Well, I'm going to have to get a little bit ahead of myself to explain. Let me go over we're going to go over 5 systems. So let me write a couple over here. We have the banking system,
Yes, we do.
right? And then we have business. Big business, small business. These are all systems, right? I'm going to hold off on the last 2. I'll let Ray go over those. But this is what I'm covering right here for my portion. Now, I want to talk to you about this, but we've got to go all the way over here to this system, all right? Which means we have to, number one tax strategy in the whole world is you have to start a small business.
The number one tax strategy in the world, folks, is you got to start a small business. That's
Right.
good. That's good.
Start a small business. Now, I mean, obviously, there's a lot more I'm going to talk to you over here about business, right? I talk to you every week about business. But by starting a small business, my business needs a vehicle, right? I also need to make money in my business. I'm not talking about going into business just to say have a business. We all have to have a plan on how we're going to use our business to one day, I don't know, rule the world.
Yes.
Start an empire, right?
That's right.
No, but you've got to have a plan in mind that, yeah, this isn't a hobby. You're actually committing towards making a profitable business. However, in your first couple of years, 5 years maybe, it's not going to be profitable. That's okay. That's where these write-offs come in. It's good stuff. So we need to buy, let's say a truck. We're going to get a used truck for the vehicle. We want to make sure it's over 6,000 pounds because there's, you can write off in your first year, you can write off 90% of that purchase price.
Goodness
Okay,
gracious, this
so
is meat right here.
here's what we're talking about. We're going to spend $15,000. $15,000 to buy a truck. Okay, so the business now has a truck. It's in the business's name, right? It's not in my name. It's in the business name. But let us talk about, so right off the bat, that 15,000, I should have wrote it in red because that's a cost. So I'll write it again. $15,000. That's a cost. It's going to be a cost to the business. You got to come up with $15,000. I don't know how. Maybe you're making $15,000. Maybe you've got some seed capital. Maybe you need some business credit.
There you go.
Right? Auto vehicle financing, straight out of business credit. We do it all the time. So you're getting a truck. So now we have a truck. But what happens when we have a truck? It comes with certain things that you have to pay for. Gas, don't you? You got to pay for maintenance, right? You got to pay for insurance, right? And then there's also, your finance. You got to. Some people will say, "Well, wait a minute. Why don't we just pay for it all up front?" Paying for a vehicle all up front is probably one of the poorest decisions you can make. If you're going to buy a vehicle, you want to get a vehicle loan or put it on a line of credit and make payments on that because the vehicle depreciates, all right? So wise men say never pay full price for a vehicle because the moment you drive off the lot, you've already lost thousands of dollars in value. All right, so we got a $15,000 vehicle, gas, maintenance, insurance, and finances. So I took the liberty of looking at the bills. So we drove the company vehicle because, again, we're looking at real estate. We're looking at real estate all over the state, driving. I mean, we put a lot of miles in 1 year. But in 1 year, drove 14,000 miles, right? And if you're serious about your business and you're in real estate, or maybe you have a transportation business, trucking business, putting that kind of mileage, not a problem. That's chump change. But we drove 14,000 miles, which means for the gas bill, the average gas for last year was $2.91. And so the 20-gallon tank, I did my little math here, and I came out with gas being $2,037.
Good job, Mike. Keep listening.
All right. Maintenance expenses. Well, you got to change the oil. Sometimes you got to have the tires changed. You get a flat tire in the middle of nowhere. Isn't that right, Ray?
Yep.
Happens. Right. $1,400 for average maintenance. Now the insurance costs to make sure we're insuring this vehicle appropriately, paying $950 a year on that. Again, that's because we bundle that with a lot of other things that we're doing in our business because we have umbrella policies and we have general liability policies and I don't know, I think I have about like 20 different policies right now. So we just throw the company vehicle in there and you get a good deal.
Amazing.
Right? So then, now what about finance? So here's the thing. If you finance a vehicle, you're going to have a big payment. Or if you get a traditional loan. Oh, but what if we put it on a line of credit?
Oh, my word.
Okay, so here's the deal. Getting a $15,000 truck for a $200 a month payment. Because that $200, right? What's that times 12?
200. So that's 2,400.
Yeah, 2,400 a year. Okay. So right now, this isn't looking that good. Well, hold on. It gets better. Now, when it comes time to do our taxes, the IRS says that I can deduct $0.545 per mile driven. Right? That's just straight what I can deduct. So when we take 0.545 and we multiply it by 14,000 miles driven, you're going to find that that is a tax write-off of $7,630.
There we go.
Oh, that's not bad. Now, gas, maintenance, insurance, all of these they all become tax write-offs. They all become tax write-offs because it's the cost of doing business. I got to keep this vehicle going. But wait a minute, what about, sometimes they'll argue with you saying, well, no, you're only using a percentage of it. Well, let's go back over here. Not only did we purchase it, so here we go. We purchased the vehicle in this business, and then we leased it over here to another business, right? So Ray and I have Wise Guys and Ties. Wise Guys and Ties buys the vehicle, then leases it over to one of our other businesses. Remember, we own 7, right? So follow me here.
7 businesses.
Wise
folks.
Guys and Ties, because they bought a truck or an SUV over 6,000 pounds, in the first year can deduct up to 90% of that. So what's 90% of 15,000? Calculator.
Calculator. Here we go.
YouTube.
There you go.
So-
Help us out. What's 90% of 15,000? And I want to thank you so much for helping us out. We're going to calculate that, but we need your help. I'm going to shout out your name once you get that calculation here. It's going to be Mark Charles. It's going to be DW. It's going to be Anais.
13,500, I'm guessing.
Ooh, that's good. Woo! Tanisha! Good job. You're the first one. 13,500. Taylor Smith, 13,500.
Okay, so Wise Guys.
All right, Roger.
Wise Guys gets to deduct that right off the bat.
Look
so
at
that's
that.
pretty cool.
Look at
but
that.
what about this business over here? Well, it gets to deduct the mileage. It gets
Good job,
to deduct
DW.
the gas, the maintenance, the insurance.
13,500.
Well, let's add this all up.
Let's add it up. Let's add it up.
So we got the calculator.
Yeah.
Grab the calculators here.
Grab that calculator. Let's see.
All right.
Let's
so
go so
my
we get some
writing's a
interaction.
little sloppy, so follow me. We're going to start with $7,630.
So go ahead and put that in the calculator. There we go.
That is the write-off for the mileage that was driven that the IRS gives at 0.545 miles. Drove 14,000 miles. So we're going to start off with 7,630. Add to that gas paid for the year, $2,037.
Go ahead and add 2,037 to 7,630. Folks, this is exciting.
Now add for maintenance costs for the year $1,400.
$1,400. Go ahead and add that as well.
Insurance for the year $950.
Now this is insurance for the year, $950. Where are my truckers at? Where are my truckers at? My Uber drivers at? Where are those people that will take advantage of this? This is awesome. Wow. What's that? What's that answer? You can go ahead and give it. Who's going to be the first one? Someone asked me the other day, actually, what is the business that most takes advantage of these write-offs and this business credit? And from what I saw, and of course I could be wrong, everybody's taking advantage that starts in with the business credit and utilizes these.
Ray, are you adding these numbers?
But
up?
I would say that the most are the truckers, man. They are just go-getters, and
12,000.
they just really
7,630.
get it. They really do.
And I need you to add 2,037, 1,000.
$12,017. Roderick, thank you so much.
Well, there's
So it's
another number. You
12,000?
started talking. I still have one more number.
Oh, okay, one more number. Okay, so plus what?
The financing, we paid 2,400.
Okay, so add 2,400 to that, and that's 14,400. $417. Thanks a lot, Roderick. Oh wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So what's the total amount?
14,417. There you go,
14,417.
Roderick. Good job.
Now, let's take a look. So this business over here that we're giving the truck to is a marketing business. It markets for a lot of things. A lot of business. We're always looking for people, property, and money.
There you
Okay. So this business brings in, let's say this one business, its marketing income was $36,000. Now, that's straight money that comes in. It needs to be taxed, right? It's going to be taxed at 15%. So what's 15% of that?
What's 15% of $36,000? $36,000. What's 15% of that? I know Roderick is probably going to go ahead and pop in, or maybe it could be Mark Charles this time. Huh? Oh, yes. Okay. There you go. Take your time. 15% of 36,000. What's it gonna be? 5,400.
All right. So this one business, 5,400 you said?
Oh yeah.
5,000.
Thank you, Roderick.
All right.
Tanisha,
that's
awesome.
That's what this business is going to be
DW.
charged. Now, there's a lot of numbers that are floating up here, a lot of colors, but let's start trying to break this down. Here, will you hand me a paper towel?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to simplify things here. Okay, so now we're seeing what everything costs, and I think a lot of you see where I'm going with this. But before, all of these right here were costs to me. These are things that I had to pay for throughout the year. So if we just add up the 2,037, the 1,400, the 950, and the 2,400. Can I get a quick add up of those?
Yeah, just those. 2,037 plus 1,400 plus 950 plus 2,400.
Right.
Okay. Let's see what that number is. There you go. We're going to go ahead and shout out your name once you make that calculation there. We love interaction, folks. we love it. We know you got businesses, and we know that. Okay, so Roderick said $6,787.
2,
5,
4,
That's pretty close. Yep.
2,000, what was it?
It was actually 6,787.
$6,187. That's what it cost me. That's what I had to pay out
Yes.
for the year just to operate this vehicle. Okay. Now, the way tax write-offs work is we're going to lower the gross income by all the deductions.
There you go.
Right? But here's what the effect is going to have. Look at this. Look at this number. This is what the tax year. This is what the government is reimbursing me just on the vehicle. So I paid $6,780, but the government paid me back $7,630. So let's take $7,630 and subtract $7,630 subtract $6,787.
Let's go ahead and subtract.
This number, right? So take this number, 7,630, subtract 6,787.
843, Roderick.
Woo!
David and Roderick. Got it.
Awesome.
Perfect. Now divide that by 12.
Divided by 12, y'all. Here we go. Aren't you glad for calculators?
Yeah, I don't do math anymore. I make all of you do the work.
That's it.
You're like, no, it's the end of my day. Just stop making my
All right,
brain
so
work.
David and Roderick again. 70.25.
Woo! You guys are on it, man.
70.25.
Yes.
Okay, so look at this.
Good work.
We're just talking about this marketing business over here. What does it cost this marketing business to use this truck on a monthly basis. When you factor in all of the expenses and the tax write-off that
Yes.
you're going to get, in the end, Uncle Sam pays you $70.25 a month to use your vehicle. Does anybody have a better payment right now where the government is paying you $70.25 a month to drive your vehicle?
That's awesome.
Right?
Yes.
How does that work? This 14,000 total expenses lowers the AGI, right? The gross income. So we're going to get taxed at a smaller rate, which means that effectively you are going to pay your taxes, but at the same time, you're paying taxes not on 36,000. You're paying taxes more on 12, 20, 22, 23, 21,000.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
See, I can do a little bit of math.
There you
if
go.
It's easy.
That's good, man. Yeah.
But think about that. I know there's, forget all this gobbledygook that's on the board here. We're just talking about what does a truck cost. And when you think, oh, I got to go buy a truck, Ray and I are like, yeah, we got to go buy a truck. We're gonna, if it's based off of the numbers from last year with our other vehicle, look, $70.25 after the whole year is reconciled in bookkeeping. That's what it actually, so it felt like it was costing us a lot of money through the year. Oh, $6,000 went out. But Ray and I know, because we know the tax system, right? These are systems. If you know how the financial system works, you can leverage it to your advantage. If you don't know how to do your taxes, if you don't know how to take these write-offs to buy a vehicle in one business, lease it to another business, right? Because there's a double tax write-off here. See, look, we're deducting $14,417 in this business. But this business over here is also deducting $13,500.
Wow.
Right? If you add those two up, that's almost 30, a little less, close to $30,000 total in write-offs from two different businesses on one vehicle. And the vehicle only costs $15,000. If you don't understand these systems, they will take advantage of you. And how do you get taken advantage of? If you're a small business owner, you know what I'm talking about. You're paying money, right? If you're a young kid and you don't work and you're not doing anything, and somehow you get money at the end of the year called an earned income credit, well, that's cheating. All right, that's socialism. We're talking about capitalism here, baby. Right? This is how you make capital. But
There you go.
think about it. People who overpay their taxes, maybe they don't pay any at all, and they're just waiting to get that $1,000 tax return. Imagine it. What are they going to do with it? Go out and buy lottery tickets? What we're talking about here is how do you make money in a business? $36,000, not a lot of money, but it is a lot of money when you think about the fact that we make the money and we keep the money. See, when you understand how the system works, you use it to your advantage. And if you don't know how the system works, the system takes advantage of you. All right? That's straight up gospel truth right there.
Wow.
So this is all kind of crazy right here. I got to erase some stuff here because I'm talking about a couple other pillars here, right? So to make sure that we have the maximum amount of time to cover all the stuff we want to do, we're not going to go too heavily into the banking system here, but before I go any further, I wanted to find, hey Ray, will you do me a favor? I want to give some people a free opportunity here.
Oh my
I want
goodness.
to give them a free offer where if they go to our link, we can give them one of our downloads.
Wow.
Okay? All right.
Put in the info.
Yeah. So
Nice. Nice.
just have to. I'll get that information. I know we're live, right? Just thinking about this, but here's what I'm going to give you folks today.
Copycatchian, how you
You're going to
doing?
get a link that's going to show you. I'm either going to give you the link. I'll decide in just a moment, or maybe we'll take a straw poll. Right? Do you want how to get direct funding for your business? 27 different ways.
Right.
All right. Or do you want to learn the 4 steps to build business credit? I'm going to give you an ebook on that today. right? You guys take a straw poll, figure out which one it is, and by the end of this, we'll put a link for you to click on.
There you go.
All right. So banking. Oh my gosh, banking. Does not every dollar go through this at some point?
Yes.
When you make money, where do you put it? In the bank.
In the bank.
Okay, so right here we have the government. They got to get their due.
Oh, yeah.
We got banking and we got corporations, right? They're all trying to get your money. They're all trying to control you through money, right? These systems were created ingeniously. All right, I'm not complaining. I'm not a conspiracy theorist here. I'm just saying, if you learn how these systems work, the world is your oyster. You can really do what you want. So banking, right?
Roderick wants the 27 ways. Battle, he wants the 27 ways. We heard you. Absolutely.
Velocity
You're
banking.
going to get it.
Velocity banking.
Uh-oh.
I could train a lot on this, but here's the simple truth. And CJ, you might have shared this with them because I've shared it with you once before.
Yeah.
But if we were at sea level, right? Which temperature is colder? Is 21 degrees Fahrenheit or 6 degrees Celsius? Which one of those is hotter, actually?
There we go. Which one's hotter? 21 degrees Fahrenheit or 6 degrees Celsius?
I don't know if you've covered this before. If
Very-
you have, you should know the answer.
Right.
Right?
You guys better know the answer. All right. Yes. Is it 21 degrees Fahrenheit? Is that hotter? Or is 6 degrees Celsius? Is that hotter?
At sea level.
At sea level.
So all
Sea
things,
level.
all things being equal.
So all things being equal, here.
Which one's hotter? I got the red pen. When you get the answer, I'll circle the answer.
Matthew, he says 6 degrees Celsius. Mike says 6 degrees Celsius.
Right, exactly.
Woo!
But-
Man, you guys are educated. There we go.
But it kind of sometimes throws your mind off. That's why it's like, why does Canada and Mexico do things? Like the speed limits in kilometers. I mean, come on, right? Temperature in Celsius.
Come on.
No. Come on. Use the English system, Fahrenheit. Actually, it gets confusing though. That those systems are on a 0 to 100 scale, so it is kind of easier. But in banking, as you may or may not know, there's a difference between what's called simple interest and amortized.
Oh my goodness, folks. Now is the time to share this video with someone. Man, maybe you want to see on Facebook who is live there or who can hop on right now because this is about to get really good. You remember that? Simple interest versus the amortized, how we do the debt transfer and pay down our amortized loans. It's going to be awesome, folks.
Think about this. You're in trouble. You need cash fast. The water heater blew up. The car broke down.
Yes.
Whatever it was, you need. And someone's like, "Hey, I'll lend you the money at 21% interest, or I'll lend you the money at 6% interest." And most of the time, what do? We're like,
This is good.
"My goodness, 21% interest or 6%? That's a no-brainer, right?" Well, again, you ask, wait, are we talking simple interest or amortized interest? Right? We don't ask that question, right? So an auto loan, a personal loan, student loan, right? Right? They all come amortized, right? And this looks nice, that 6% interest. Over here, they're going to warn you. They're going to tell you, credit cards, lines of credit, that's simple interest. That's expensive. 21% interest. And sometimes if you take a cash advance, it could get up to 35.
Ooh.
Right? 35%. But again, they're comparing it to, look, 21, 25, 30, 35. And look, the loan, let's consolidate all your debt into a loan at 6%. It's easy.
There you go.
Look, it's cheaper.
Yes. Watch
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, okay.
Watch this.
So, if you're looking at it in this respect, think about, I'm going to give you a little shorthand. How do we convert, right? If if we have 21 degrees Fahrenheit, what is that in Celsius? I mean, are there school teachers on here? There's some kind of scientific formula that helps me convert from Fahrenheit to Celsius, or helps me convert from Celsius to Fahrenheit, so I can figure out what we're talking about here. Well, when you're looking at interest rates, simple interest versus amortized interest, I'm going to give you a very simple formula. It's not entirely accurate, but it's close. All right, so here's what you do. If you want to convert from
Thanks, Mike.
amortized into simple, here's what you do. You take your interest rate, and what do? You double it, so times 2. What do we get?
12.
12. And you're like, well, that's not a problem. Yes, I know, but we're not done. Now multiply it by 10. Now what do you get? 120%. Now the real conversion, just so you know, I mean, this was just close, right? The real interest rate at 6% is 116% simple interest. You see how close that is?
Wow.
I mean, there's a formula that you got to use to figure out the exact, but hey, if you're just sitting there and you're trying to figure out, I wonder how expensive this is close. This formula is a little bit off, but it's so close.
Yes.
So take your percentage rate, double it, then multiply it by 10. So, that issue. Oh, the car's broken. Oh, we got to replace the water heater. It's going to be a $5,000. Oh, look at all the water damage. $8,000 bill.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Well, I don't know, honey. I don't think we should put it on the credit card. That's 21% interest. The bank was offering a debt consolidation and all that loan. Maybe we initially put it on the credit card and then we just transfer all of it onto this loan. Well, let's compare. Do you want to, over the life of the loan, to pay the money back, do you want to pay 21% simple interest, or do you want to pay 120% simple interest?
Wow.
Which one do you want?
Which one do you want?
Which one to you is cheaper?
Now that you know, you can do something about it. Good job, Mike Charles.
Right? I mean, this is the banking system. Right? I mean, I'm not going into all velocity banking here. I'm just explaining this little nugget here. Wealthy folks
Good job,
understand these
Roderick.
systems.
21%.
Right. Wealthy folks understand these systems because you know what? They created these systems. Right? We could be sitting here saying, hey, that wealthy guy over there, he is not paying his fair share. Hey, look at, I have to pay, I mean, maybe I'm not paying a whole bunch in taxes because I get it all back and I got my earned income credit, but I'm paying at the pump, I'm paying at the grocery store, I'm paying all
Everywhere.
kinds of taxes.
Rich on, bro.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, wait a minute. I rent, so at least I don't have to pay property tax, right? My renters on you don't pay you don't have to pay property tax, do you? So at least that's a relief. Until wait a minute, who pays that tax? So the owner, your landlord, he has to pay that tax. So he's paying the tax, right? No. Why do you think your rent increases every year? Right? Because the landlord's not going to pay the tax. He's going to push that tax off to you. So even as a renter, you don't escape property tax. You're getting taxed 6 ways from Sunday, okay? I get it.
Wow.
That's why you have to understand these systems. When you understand these systems, it frees you. You get your money back. You get your time back.
Yes.
All right? Over here, learning how these banking systems work. Banks aren't evil because Lord knows I want to become a bank someday, and I'm not evil. No, this is an excellent business model. Getting people to put their money in your bank, right? Getting people to give you money, and then you loan it right back to them at a higher interest rate than what they gave it to you at. That's beautiful,
Yes, it is.
right? Here's a credit card at 21% interest. The bank, that's one of their products.
Yes.
Loans at 6% when amortized converts, simple into 116%. 116%. Why do they push loans?
Why?
If you have an opportunity to only make 21% interest,
David.
or you could make 116% interest. Come on, that's what you want to do. So when you understand this, you know how to use the power of your wealth. Now, CJ on this YouTube channel teaches you how to take your loans that you're just bleeding money, right? You're just paying so much. They're asking for a line of credit. They're not going to, I mean, they know.
They know, folks.
They understand. When you go to the bank, are you saying, I need a student loan? I need a home loan. You might even say, you go into the bank, you're like, I want a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. Because credit's good, line of credit's good. But what are they going to sell you on? What are they going to push? They're going to push a HELO. They want you to get a home equity loan, right? And they're going to talk about, hey, this HELOC, it's only going to be for like 7-10 years, and then it's going to convert into a loan. Let's just start at a loan, but let's push that off for 20-30 years. And your payment, look, because they're always going to sell you on monthly payment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Right?
That's good.
The people who have a poverty mindset think in terms of monthly payment, right? If I can get you a cheaper monthly payment, but over time you pay me 300% more for the loan, was that a good deal for you? Right?
Right.
Think about it. If you're buying a house and you're getting a 6% loan, let's say this is just a $200,000 house. Over the life of a 30-year amortized loan, you're going to be paying $420,000.
Yep.
Does that really seem like 6% interest? Because, you know, I'm not great at math, but 6% of $200,000 does not seem like I would pay $420,000, right? Just saying.
Nope.
This is why velocity banking is so critical. And when you learn how to take advantage of this system, you eliminate debt, right? You eliminate debt in a way where you don't have to go on the beans and rice diet. Does this belly look like it's on a beans and rice diet? I mean, come on, folks. I use velocity banking, but I don't have to change my lifestyle.
Yes.
Right? I can save my money. I can reduce my debt. But I need some things. I need a line of credit to do it. I need income. But that's why we're talking about. I started a business. We have income coming in from rental properties.
There you go.
Right? Business credit. Right? Oh, man. There's your line of credit. If you can't get a credit card because you're hurting your business game,
There you go.
right? You're like, well, I'd love to do velocity banking, CJ, but nobody will give me a credit card. Well, let's get you some business lines of credit.
There
'Cause
is a
guess
way
what?
out.
If velocity banking works on such a powerful scale for your personal, right? We're talking small little credit cards. Your credit card might only have a $1,500 balance. On the business side, when you're getting $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 lines of credit, what? If you have the income to justify it, just imagine how you can completely eliminate all the amortized interest in your budget.
If it works on a small scale, folks, it'll work on a business scale.
Loads on a bigger scale. Okay.
Yes.
So now we're talking about, hand in the paper towel here. I'll wipe that off.
There you go.
So now we're talking about business. Now I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, the business credit guy's going to talk about business credit.
Oh, yeah.
And you're right. But before I talk about that, your business, it has to make money. I heard a question earlier, like, well, hey, how do I make money with a business? What's good business? What are we talking about? Referrals. Referrals for what? Here, I can spell this stick figure: people, property, and money. Every business needs that.
That's right.
Right? Every business, doesn't matter what it is, and if you can provide it, a business will pay you for it.
There you go.
So that's simple. Every business needs customers. So if you can bring a customer to a business, that business will pay you a referral, right? The easiest way to go out and start making money tomorrow is to just find out what a
Official,
business
yes, you
needs
do.
and refer them what they need. Property. Every business needs a brick and mortar. I mean, not every business, but there are a lot of businesses that do. Can you run say an auto repair business out of your house, or you could go get, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Whatever it is, you
Yep.
sell a product, you need property, you need a warehouse, you need a place to keep it.
Perfect.
There's so many different ways
Services.
where you need real estate. Real estate is a part of every business. Think about McDonald's,
There we go.
right? They are the most successful fast food business in the world.
Yes.
Is it because they have the best tasting food you've ever eaten? Is McDonald's just the greatest food ever? I mean, don't get me wrong. I like a Big Mac and I like
I
the
love
Egg
Big Macs.
McMuffin. I think those are good.
Triple
But is
stack.
that the best? I mean, aren't there? Let freedom ring.
That's right. There you go.
Hit the side button. Hit the side button.
Here we go.
That's my beautiful blonde bombshell right there. All right.
Perfect, man.
Hey, note
Yes.
to self: when you're live on YouTube, mute your phone.
There you go.
Okay, no, back to McDonald's. The reason why they are the number one fast food business is because they know what business they're in. They're not in the food business.
Oh my-
They're in the real estate business. They make money on all the real estate contracts and all the property, the buildings, the sites that they own. Wow. As businesses expand, they need real estate, commercial real estate. Being able to write your own house off, right? There's a home office. There's all kinds of ways. So people need referrals.
Write your house off, Mike. We'll help
Money.
you do that.
Every business needs money. Every business needs business credit, needs some kind of investor capital, whatever it is, you need money. So if you have a way to bring this to a business, businesses will pay for it. How many businesses pay, how much money do businesses pay to market to find their customers? They're spending money on YouTube, they're spending money on other, I don't know if YouTube wants me mentioning other, but there's other social media out there, right? That people pay for. So here's
Google ads.
Yes, absolutely.
Google owns YouTube. It's okay.
Okay, so people, property, and money. You want to start
Yes.
making money right away? Find out what businesses needs. How about me? What do I need? Well, I need people, right? The lifeblood of my business is providing safe, affordable, clean housing to folks. It's providing business credit opportunities to help people fund their dreams. Whatever God put you on this planet to do, I'm here to help you do that.
That's right.
Right? I need people. I need property. And I need money, folks. I mean, let's face it. You don't run 7 businesses with not a dime in the bank, right? I have investors. So what I do, I pay for referrals. If you bring me a client, I'm going to pay you for that. If you bring me a property and I close on it, you're going to get a referral fee. If you find me an investor, you're going to get an investor referral fee. Not unique in this. CJ's the same way, Ray's the same way. We all do this.
Yes.
So, what am I talking about? What I'm talking about is right here. Today, right now, I'm going to just let you know right off the bat. I'm going to spill the beans just a bit.
There we go.
But there's a lot of folks here on this YouTube channel that has already started up with Wise Guys and Ties. We're already helping you build business credit, and a lot of you have already experienced success. There's a lot of success stories out there. I want you to share that. But more importantly, not just share it here on the YouTube channel, but every time you bring somebody to us and they get started, boom, I'm going to put $200 in your pocket.
There we go.
Now, who here on the YouTube channel is going to say no to me if I give you $200?
No thanks. Who here says no thanks to $200?
If you see any value in velocity
trick question,
banking,
folks.
if you see any value in business credit at all, right? Spread the wealth. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't take your light and hide it under a bowl. You need to let it shine for the whole world. Are there people whose businesses are hurting? Are there people who are working for the government during a shutdown
There we go.
and they're behind? Some people are waiting to get back pay, right?
There you
They
go,
have
Daniel.
business credit. I'm telling you, spread the word and you get rewarded. Flat out, it's that simple. Okay,
right.
so business credit. Well, I've already taught you a lot about taxes today. Tell you what, here's what we're going to do on business credit. I'm just going to flat out tell you what we do because I know people are here. You get started with us, $2,997, one-time payment. And in 6 to 12 months, we guarantee we're going to get you $50,000 in lines of credit for your business.
Guaranteed.
You don't need a social security number, right? You don't even need to have a business. What? How am I going to get you $50,000 for your business when you don't even have a business?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're going to walk you through starting your own business. We're going to walk you through the right way.
That's right.
Starting with your name, your business address. We're going to make sure your phone number's right, your email, website, fax numbers. We're going to help you all the way down the list, setting it up so that you have your business licenses, you're set up with the right business bank account. All these things are critical in success. We're going to help you get your DUNS number.
DUNS number. Here
Right?
we go.
A lot of people
Good.
don't do that. Because on the personal side, you didn't have to go ask TransUnion to set up an account for you. You just got a credit card and started spending it, and now TransUnion keeps a record on what you do. On the business side, there's a lot of people who have trade lines and they have been doing things, but they find out they don't have any business credit. Why is that? You never went and set up a DUNS number. If a tree falls in the forest, does it, and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound?
Wow. It's exactly like that.
If you're trying to build business credit on your own and you never went and got your DUNS number, did you build any business credit?
No.
Okay, so here's the thing. We help you do this the right way. Trade lines. The number one question we get from folks is, hey, can you tell me a trade line? Sure I can. You get started with us for $2,997, our entire database that's updated daily with, right now there's 16 vendors that will extend to your business without any business history, without any money in the bank. They're just going to give you a line, a trade line, a net 30, net 60 account. You can start using that to immediately build credit. Right? We get you started the right way. Because so many people, what do they do? I figured it out on my own.
That's called winning before you play.
Folks, we don't know when someone says, oh, it's at the underwriters. What does that mean? Is that like some troll in some cave and you don't know they got it under some candlelight? Like, what is the underwriter? Who's this underwriter? You know, it's like the underwriter, right? Our loan officers have been underwriters before. They know what the guidelines are, so they're going to tell you. So it's not a mystery. It's not some term called the underwriter, right? You're going to know exactly what you need to do before you even do it. This is what's great. So we're talking about systems of wealth here. And if you remember one thing that I said, it's that these systems of wealth, every dollar in the American economy flows through these systems. And when you don't understand these systems take advantage of you.
Oh, yes.
But if you take the time, you partner with professionals that know how these systems work, we can take these systems and make them work for you. You take advantage of these systems. You leverage them to your benefit. And now it is my distinct pleasure and honor
Oh, yes.
to bring up our next speaker, my business partner, whom I know you all love, Mr. Ray Fleming. He is he's a guy who's owned multiple businesses. He's going to cover the next two pillars of wealth. And these pillars of wealth are amazing. They're going to blow your socks off, okay? He's going to cover, can I tell him what you're going to cover? No?
I'll keep it a surprise.
All right, I'm going to keep it a surprise. But you've got two more pillars of wealth that we're going to cover. And here's the great thing. You're learning from a man who has had an eBay business, a kettle corn business, a handyman business, a landscaping business. He's had wholesaling businesses, fix and flip businesses. He has rental properties. This guy has done it all right? But the thing is he's struggled. He's ridden the roller coaster. Mm-hmm. He knows, because he lived it, how hard it is to.
Thank you, Joey. Perfect. That was all great, except for one thing. He did lie. He said, in debt, I didn't complain about it. Oh, yeah. Trust me. I complained all up and down the streets about money problems, everything like that. But nobody, let's be honest, nobody wants to listen. Nobody's going to listen except for maybe around the water cooler at work. We all gripe and complain about not having enough money. But not anymore. I used to complain. No more complaining for me. So I'm going to erase this. And, I really like a lot of questions everybody's been having today. Fantastic stuff. So we just covered taxes, we covered business, we covered banking. All those get covered quite often on this channel. I want to talk a little bit, finish up one thought on business. You know, he was talking about the referral program. Let me tell you why this is so powerful. Because what business are you in?
Right.
The question I'm asking is, do you have plans to expand? Do you have plans to expand into real estate? And this is very important. I want to tell you something I do. You're going in the back door, pulling the curtain behind how Ray does a lot of his stuff, and I get money from places you will never even think about. Okay. Everybody has relationships with many, many people. Got relationships with your barber. Got relationships with your nail lady. If my wife has a nail lady, if any of you know what I'm talking about.
Come on,
But
Ray. You have a nail lady.
Relationships. I need a nail lady. These are rough. But think about it. How many professionals in your life do you know, and how could business credit impact them? And you may be thinking like, okay, a nail lady, she doesn't need it. Do you know anybody that, okay, so I just met a new lady, and she basically does hair out of her house. She just does like braids and extensions, things like that. She does out of her house. Like, let's turn it into a business, lady. Come on. I'm not going to, her name's Evelyn. We'll be like, let's turn this into a business, Evelyn. And why though? Because I'll tell you what we did with Phoebe. Now, Phoebe,
yes, tell him.
she was going through a divorce. Now, I know she's not on this channel, so that's okay. I'm gonna spill all of her dirty laundry. But no, I mean, how many Phoebes are there in the world? You won't know who I'm talking about.
Right.
She ran into an issue in relationship. Finances. After being married for 15 years, credit card, all bankruptcy, it caused the divorce, the demise of the relationship. So she moved out. She's like, I can't take it anymore. The guy was a jerk. She's better off. But the problem is, he stayed in the property for another year. Didn't care about it, trashed it. So it was a manufactured house out on 4 acres of land outside of the town. Now you may be thinking, okay, this guy trashes this. What's it good for? Well, he said he didn't want it. He's like, you take it, you deal with this mess. Have somebody come in and scrap this thing. I go over and I'm helping her because I know what I'm talking about. Because I went and got educated, went and got my education on how to actually handle real estate problems.
Here we go.
What I did was I don't have a license. I'm not a realtor. But what I can do is my company can put your house under contract, and I can be the property purchasing it. And in turn, there is in the little subject line, I also have a little thing that allows me to assign that contract to if I wish. So what did I do? I get under contract for $5,000 more than her next highest offer. So I'm trying to get her all the money she needs. 35 grand. I'm like, I'm gonna get under contract and I'm gonna go find somebody that wants to fix this property and I'm gonna sell it to them for 45,000. Ended up not cleaning this thing out. This place is trashed, settled at 42 grand. Boom. Ray gets to put $7,000 in his pocket and she's happy because she just made $5,000 more than she was thinking she'd ever get. Now, thinking might just stop there. Okay, Ray, that's all fine and dandy. What does that have to do with nails? Let's go back. She's my wife's nail lady. That's how I first came into contact with her. Now what do? We're having conversations. I just helped her out. We've spent a lot of time together. And she brought up the fact that she has no money to retire. Do you know anybody who is 40, 50, 60, and they openly know and they openly admit, I'm going to be working until I'm 80.
Wholesaling.
I'm going to be working until I'm 70.
We do that.
I'm going to be working for the rest of my life. My mom, I love her dearly. She has no money to retire. That's why this has to work, because I got to take care of her. Mm-hmm. Now, the thing is, I'm talking to Phoebe. I'm like, hey, there's some money that just took place. You can clear up some debts. And she's like, well, what do I do now? And I'm like, it's before you invest, because that's what my goal is I wanted her to invest with us. And I was like, before you invest, what I want you to do is we need to turn your little nail business into a business. She's already running it like a business. She just didn't have an LLC. Like, let's just get incorporated. So spend some money. And let's go get your LLC set up. So here she is. She went and got her LLC set up. Use some money for that because there's always start costs associated with that. And I also said, we got to get you educated on the real estate aspect. So there was a cost to this. She spent money on let's see, what are we doing? She spent money on our real estate investing classes.
There you go.
So what she did was she got her LLC, plus she got her business credit. And this is what I wanted her to do before instead of just investing money with us.
Right.
Because that's okay, would I rather just have her make a little bit of money now, or would I much rather have her make a lot of money later?
Yes.
So she spent $2,000 on classes. She spent another $2,000 on the business credit. Because if you're doing both, we're going to cut $1,000 off that deal for you. If you're going to do both, you're going to get your business credit and you're going to get our 12 real estate investment classes to get you started, lifetime access, group coaching every single week, then we're going to get you a good deal on that. And she went out and started her LLC, which of course we showed her how to do with her business credit. Within 1 week, she was processing payments. She had been taking steady credit card payments, just small transactions. We got her right off the bat a merchant processing loan at a very, very awesome rate.
Awesome.
It was 5%. Now, the way this loan worked, she was able to get $6,000. She was able to get $6,000 at a 5% flat rate fee that's due to be paid back in 12 months. Now, who knows anybody off the top of their head, can you percent of this?
5% of $6,000.
Should be able to do it really quickly, move the decimal, gives you
600.
10%, and so $300 fee basically. That's what it was. So total $6,300. That's what it is. She got a loan. Now each day they took a small percentage out of her account. Just daily transactions took about $17.
All right.
$17 a day.
Watch this.
She's running transactions, things like that. She has to pay $17 a day over a year period, or whatever it's paid back first. But it's a flat fee. So this 5% flat fee, that's what needs to get paid back. Who can do that? So if you have $6,300, divide that by 17. How many days would that take?
How many days would that take? 6,300 divided by 17.
6,300 divided by 17.
All right.
Who got there?
Carry the 1, right? DW, you know the answer?
Guys, I was going to have to bring the back math, too. All right, let's see here. You guys got it? Anybody got it? All right, I might have to bust
Not
this
yet.
out. 6,300 divided by 17. 17 goes into there. You guys got it yet? We got to go that 3 times. Do that. We got,
Here we go.
it's going in. Yep, 3 times. So we got 20. There's 2. 3 is 9. That's 51. And then, let's see, we got 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 12 here. How many you got there, CJ?
Here we go.
All right. All right.
370.5.
How many is it?
370.5.
370. So there might have been a 50
Woo!
cents on there.
Thank you, Roger.
There might have been a 50 cents on there.
There we
So
go.
It was right about a year's payments.
Okay.
So 360 something days. So it's 17 and some change. So we know it's going to
Good job. Good job, DW.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome.
All right. So with that, 17 and some change a day. This is more like a forced savings package because what did she do? She took the $6,000 that she got and whoop, right over to our company. Now, the reason that she did this is because she knew that she would just go and spend it. And then what we had agreed upon, she has this. This was a 5% APR. And then what she did is she took this $6,000 and sent it over to our LLC, created a note. And so with us, we're like, okay, we'll take your $6,000 and in return, once a year, we will pay you 10% to use that money.
That's good. Yeah.
We'll just give you your 10% once a year. So once a year, we have to pay her $600 one time a year. Now, let me ask this. Could you find a way to make some money with $6,000 if it was only going to cost you $600 a year? It's 10%. We take this, that's earnest money
That's a good question.
to go get another property. And that's the great thing too. You could start your own company. You could, with $6,000 that you helped refer somebody.
Yes.
So not only are we going to pay you for a referral, and we're talking, this is people you don't even know about. Somebody that does a little thing, handymen, contractors. We're talking, there's a lot of people out there just have little products that they sell. They go to the farmer's market. All these people have no plan for retirement. And this is where it starts. Because now, of course, a year later, she can do it again and then invest more. And a year later, invest more. And a year later, invest more. And I helped her do that. And then she just keeps investing in me. That's one source of money that keeps coming in. I am totally fine with, for the next several years, paying a small fee each month or each year. She's going to make money, and she is building a nest egg in our company. Yes. That is the great part of it. So things like this, I want you to start thinking outside the box when you have the knowledge. Now, you need to make sure that you know what you're doing in real estate. That's why I want you to get educated. And if you're packaging certain things together, we're going to give you some killer discounts. And if you know anybody that can take advantage of this, $200 in your pocket. And it could be a nail lady who, there you go, $6,000 to start your business. You then have money to go get your LLC, to go get your business credit, and to get your classes to start your business. And within the first year, as long as you got to pay back $600 in the first year, do you think if we got you set up with an LLC, so you had let's say it cost $2,000, attorney fees, all sorts of stuff to set up your legal structure, everything, your business, and get your accounts purchased, get you a perfect business credit, $50,000. That's the money to start. You got your money in there, maybe $1,000 in there, and go towards building your credit. You have $2,000 to get the program. You got $2,000 to learn how to get started in real estate with the coaching. And so let's see, all that comes to $6,000. Now, where do you get that $6,000? By referring somebody over to us.
Perfect.
It could be your wife's nail lady. Because she needs to build her retirement, and you create a partnership, and maybe you don't even need to pay her back. Maybe you say, hey, you lend me the money, I'm going to help you get financing, and let's go in 50-50 partnership. Because
look at that.
I'll tell you what, this is for a business, and it could be a partnership, and the classes, bring a friend, because it's for two. We'll get you coaching for two. We'll get you the classes for two for the same price of $2,000. And if you think that that's a bad idea, you're a fool. I'm sorry. Because this makes my wife happy because this brings in a substantial amount of money, and I have more and more every year, more investors, more money coming in, and that's why when we need to go find money, 30 days we can go get $400,000 because we have so many people lined up with money waiting to invest. And you can too. And I just showed you the secret sauce to making it all happen is power of helping other people fulfill their dreams.
Yes.
That is what I got to say. And that is the inside depth to what the Madman Ray has to do today.
Yes. I tell you
All
what,
right.
the most powerful sentence,
We went out and found by, talking to people and networking and all that good stuff. We bought it for $120,000. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, 1,700 square feet. With an instant, I could have turned around and sold this thing for at least $130, made $10,000 real quick. But what we did was we went ahead and with all the closing costs and everything, I'm just going to bundle everything together. We had total costs of, almost 70. Let's see. Yeah. So $70,000. We're talking the when we first purchased it. That's when we're going to sell it. That's realtor fees. That's closing costs. That's helping them with their mortgage. There's $18,000 in just closing fees. There's $48,000 of rehab fees. There's so many. I'm bundling everything together. The holding periods, everything like that. Just bundling everything together. But because I want to show you that at the end there was $190,000. Is what we ended up spending on this thing. But when we went to go sell it, we sold it. So, let's reverse this. Let's just move this over a little bit. So let's see, when we go down here, we sold it for $215,900. And then we need to subtract out our expenses, let's say $190,000. And these, of course, are rounded. Nothing ends in zero. These are rounded numbers. So, let's put it in green. $25,000. And that, my friends, is only because I got educated. And this is what we just talked about. You want to get educated? You want to learn how to build your business credit? Well, like we said, one of the educations is the Biz Credit Builder. This is not just a program, but it has videos, training videos. It's in Spanish too, so if you know anybody that speaks Spanish, contractors, refer them over. $200 to you. Program is $2,997, but of course, if you're going to pair it with education, we're going to knock $1,000 off that. Now, what else? We have the 12 real estate investing courses. These are not just YouTube videos. These are long, taught by industry professionals. Our attorney, who is the #1 self-directed IRA attorney in the country, he teaches the self-directed IRA class that you need to know.
In high definition video, very clear.
Yes, and continuously updated. We got our CPA 2 days of tax and legal strategies. How to structure your LLC. Or do you need an S Corp? Do you need a C Corp? Are you creating a nonprofit? Do you have a family management company? Do you have a trust? How does all that work? How do you pay your children? How do you pay your adult children? How do you pay your grandchildren? How do you make it all a write-off and keep more in your bottom line? What else do we got? We got credit management in there. We got so much real estate content, hundreds and hundreds of hours, continuously updated. Group coaching weekly. This is a private meeting. Group coaching every single week with the industry top professionals. Amazing thing. This is $2,000. But of course, if you were together, we're going to knock $1,000 off that cost. You can get them both for $4,000. And you're like, hey, Ray, I don't have $4,000 right now. That's okay. We can figure it out because $4,000 is not a lot of money. I just showed you how I went and got 6 from a lady that does nails who thought she'd never retire. It's easy.
We can find the money in your bank account,
and if you
in your line of credit. We find you the money.
That's right, CJ. And if you want to do business, $4,000 that you can burn through in a week. It is not a lot of money. And the sooner you realize that $4,000 is not a lot of money, you'll be better off. $100,000 is not a lot of money. If you're not making, I mean, the goal is you got to be hitting 150 grand. That's the new middle class. I'm sorry. It's true. The only way I know I'm going to get there is by creating multiple streams of income, multiple businesses, and let's see. You can get all this info and more by texting credit to the 60 Biz package. We'll put it up in the comments again. But also, if you want to talk to CJ, you got to go through his people. Wise guys in ties.
There you go.
Now, CJ has been so busy. I mean, it's amazing how busy this man is. It's amazing. Is he still awake? I don't know how he keeps running. This guy's got batteries hidden somewhere. There you go. So, of course, WiseGuysInTies.com. Set up a business consultation. If you want to know more about Velocity Banking Coaching, if you want to know more about Business Credit Builder Program, if you want to know about the real estate investment classes, if you want to know about any of that stuff, all you have to do is go to Wise Guys and Ties, because that's connection to CJ himself, because he's super busy. So what we'll do is we'll schedule all that stuff and get him on board.
CJ's got the contact stuff right there, Phil.
All right,
Ray,
perfect.
What a great job, man. Thank you so much.
Good to see you, buddy.
Awesome. Good to see you, man. And you know what? This guy right here, did you see all that? Folks, that is nothing compared to what you're going to get when you just go ahead and call the number there, or text to the number that we're going to give you, and also call if you want to get started tonight. All right? Tonight. Listen, I wrote...
Write it up on the board.
Here you go.
Yeah, should I? You know what? We're going to go ahead
And Mike Charles asked if the funds have to go back in the self-directed IRA. They don't. Because that's the great thing is we did a training on it about self-directed IRAs. What we have them do is we hold the funds. The self-directed IRA has already transferred all the funds to our company. So we just use those funds, and whatever the agreement is, if they just have a small little return that goes back, we continue to use those funds as business working capital. And whatever gains or returns, those just get sent out, and we maintain all the funds in our company, if that answers your question.
Good job. Folks, now's the time. If you got a question, we're going to wrap it up here. Just want to let you know how to get inside of how to get the business credit builder, how to get started with real estate investing. I know a lot of you have asked questions. CJ, how do I get about the gas stations closing? You don't have to worry about, these different things that others will be concerned with. But you won't. Why? Because you will be ready. So we just want to let you know how to get started with $150,000 in credit lines, credit cards for your business, even as a startup. Watch this. You just text, the word credit. Okay? Text the word credit to this number, 602-497-2257. I know DW, Mike Charles, you wanted the 27 different ways. Text credit to 602-497-2257. That's how you get $150,000 in credit lines and credit cards for your business, even as a startup, even if you're not making a lot of money, even if you don't have any cash flow, no collateral, no personal good credit. Listen, business credit is the only solution on the planet. Okay, the only solution on the planet where you can get business credit, all right, for your business without cash flow, with no collateral, and you don't have to have good personal credit. This is amazing, folks, all right? So, we also want you to know that if you want to get started today, I know a lot of you want to get started today, this is the number to go ahead and call, all right? The number is 888-524-9273. You can get started tonight with a business credit for $2,997. Now, don't forget, Refer a friend. All right? Refer a friend. And when you refer a friend, how much do you get? How many will listen out there? I know every one of y'all will listen. Tanisha, DW, Mike Charles, what do you get? How much do you get when you refer a friend and they get started, right, in the business credit?
How much?
How much, folks? $200 referral when they get started with business credit. So that's $200 back in your pocket. Now, how are you going to spend that $200? You're going to invest it, right? To grow your business, to grow that money? That's right. Okay. So this is what we have here. If you want to go ahead and get the book, How to Get $250,000 in Credit Lines and in Credit Cards for your business, even as a startup, go ahead and text the word credit, CREDIT, to 602-497-2257. If you want to get started tonight, go ahead and call up 888-524-9273. Now, I want to throw in something, fellas, okay? Because, and it's only $2,997 for both the real estate investing education and the business credit builder. Now, what do you get with the business credit builder? Is it just some online thing? No, it's not just some online thing. Okay, you get an online platform that shows you step 1 through step 7, how to obtain $50,000 in business lines of credit in 6 to 12 months. You're also going to get business credit advisors, all right, that are going to be calling you and consistently helping you and holding your hand throughout the whole process of getting business credit, getting your business credit profile built up to the point where the lenders will look at that business credit profile and they say, how in the world did this guy, yeah, we're definitely going to lend to him. We're definitely going to lend to her. I see that business credit profile. And they don't even look at your social security number. Folks, it's possible because we're doing it. All right, we know people that are doing it. Joseph has a question.
Well, okay, so we have people that ask all the time.
Yeah.
It's too expensive. I don't know if I can afford that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is there any way you could get $200 off and another 200? In fact, like if you brought in 10 people, or maybe what happens if you brought in 15 people?
Wow.
How much does
you
it
got
cost?
it for free. I mean, if you bring in 15 people, folks, you've already paid for your real estate investing education and your business credit builder. And you know what? You can teach each other, right, to do the same. Absolutely. Yeah, because you see, if I can do it, you can do it, right? All right, so folks, I believe in you. I believe in your business. I believe you're going to do the right thing. I believe you want to grow your business, and man, we just want to be a part of that.